Played at Eastern Washington 63 to 66. Played here. Became head coach 1979, right, Coach?
I was the head coach here
In
in 79.
79. Coach Dick Zornes was the head coach here. More so than what he did on the field, because he's the all-time winningest coach in Eastern history, but more so than what he did on the field, he went through moments. He won't tell you this, but when I talked to Dave Cook, who's been here a heck of a lot longer than any of us have, Judy Crabb, so people that were here during those years, there were votes around here. There were votes being made, and they were down to the wire votes on whether or not Eastern Washington could not just keep football, but keep athletics in general. Whether or not they should keep athletics in general, try and merge, become a WSU, something. I mean, there was a lot of things going on, things that I don't even totally understand. And Coach Zornes was around there fighting for the existence of it. Took it from an NAIA school in 1979 with 0 scholarships, was faculty as well, so he's teaching classes while he's coaching on, you talk about budget, I mean, he would see things, things we're getting, it looks like filet mignon compared to the things he was going through. Independent, 1AA school in 85, okay, so independent, not in the Big Sky yet, but fighting. Judy Crabb said it to me the other day. There were times where he put his job on the line. Basically, put his job on the line if we're not going to truly make a step towards this. If we're just going to say we don't want to do this and do this right, then you don't have it. Basically, put his job on the line to get the program to a place he believed it could be, a place that he believed in. So they make the playoffs in '85 again, just on a budget that you wouldn't believe. I mean, overachieving, beat Idaho in the playoffs, and Idaho's a big-time program at that level in the Big Sky. 92, win a Big Sky championship. Get in the Big Sky in 87. Fight like hell to get in that conference. Wins the championship in 92. All-time winningest coach. Goes on to continue to be an athletic director and do great things through the 90s. So it's one of those situations where when you're able to step back and kind of realize, the people that came before you, this is the guy. I mean, you can think back to guys like a JC or a Taiwan or an Eric Meyer or all these guys, Greg Peach, I mean, just Eric Kimball and all these guys that came. But, and I said it before, and I know he's too humble to say it, but I think I asked someone before. I mean, you think of the Chicago Bulls, who do you think of? Michael Jordan. You do. And I'm telling you, when you go back in Eastern history and this program, it's Dick Zornes. It's Coach Dick Zornes. And I think it's neat when we get a chance, and he's come over here and was excited to be able to talk to you guys about a few things. And we owe him a lot, and we're very appreciative to have him here. But Coach Zornes, if you can.
And I don't dance, okay? But I've been up here for 30 years in front of a bunch of people just like this. I want you freshmen to stand up. I'll sit down. 51 years ago, I was you. Okay? A lot smaller program than that, but I was you. I came to this university. We weren't Eagles then, we were Savages. Okay? So I played here as a Savage, but I coached here as an Eagle. Okay, I want to thank coaches for giving me this opportunity to do this, and I want to congratulate you. First thing I want to do is congratulate you. Not only for the success you've had in your program by winning, but all the things that you've done in this community to sell Eastern Washington University. I tell you what, us old guys, coaches, players, and stuff like that I communicate with on a regular basis, we're so proud of you that you don't even realize it. Every time you do something that is positive for this university, we stand a little taller, we suck our guts in a little bit more, we feel really good. When you beat Oregon State, I was a frickin' giant. I was a smack-talking giant, okay? I was just elated. I got a neighbor that I live by, and it's a beaver, okay? I went over and rubbed it in more than once on the thing. But you know, again, congratulations on that. You're doing a great job. But in every situation, people, there's a presence, a future, and a past. Well, you guys are part of the presence right now, and a lot of you are part of the future here, okay? I'm the past. And I want you to know a little bit about the past here, okay? I want to talk to you about some people that played here, okay? Last time I was here, I mentioned this, but every time you walk in that weight room, look at who it's named after. He's the only Eastern football player ever to die in combat. Bake Wall. Bill William Bake Wall. Okay? Bake played here when I played here. He was a 6'4", 247-pound middle linebacker. Damn good football player. When I played here, ROTC was mandatory. You went to college or you got drafted and went to Vietnam. He went to Vietnam as a second lieutenant. Second week there, was killed in a combat raid, okay, was married, and had a baby son that he never got to see, okay? So every time you walk in that weight room, know who it's named after. I think that's important. Now, I see a lot of linemen here. Everybody's got a funny hairdo I know is a lineman, okay? Again, we've had a lot of great linemen here. One thing this school has been known for is great linemen, okay? Starting with a guy named Mick Landmark and Barry Randall, okay? Both of them played in the CFL. Mick played a little bit in the NFL. Barry played 15 years in the CFL. You move on down the line. How many of you know who Ed Simmons is? Okay? Okay? Ed is, you ever hear of the Washington Redskins when they won the Super Bowl and their line was called the Hogs? Okay, Ed was a hog. He was their starting right tackle for 13 seasons. Okay? Ed played here from 1983 to 86. Okay? Next to him, on the other side, we had another NFL offensive tackle. We had an NFL guy on the right side and an NFL guy on the left side, a guy named Jeff Mickle. Following them, we had a kid named Kevin Sargent. Okay? At that time, the greatest tackle in football until Walter Jones played at Seattle, and is now considered the greatest NFL tackle, was a guy named Anthony Munoz out of USC. He was considered the best offensive lineman to ever play the game. But when he retired, Kevin Sargent was taken out of this school as a free agent, went to the Cincinnati Bengals, and started as a free agent there. Started. 4 years later, in a football situation, busted his neck, couldn't play football anymore. But he was a fine offensive lineman. Again, we've had a couple other guys. Trent Pollard, drafted by Cincinnati in the 5th round. Tom Ackerman was drafted by Cincinnati. You wide receivers, you know, when you go up to the Hall of Fame, I want you to look and see Dave Svensson and Bob Picard. Okay? They were both guys that went through school here and played in the NFL. Okay? So there's been a history of good football players here and a history of good football teams. Now, we have a constant pattern of good football, which I think is great. And all of us who follow Eastern football and are kind of really involved really appreciate what you've done. When I get up here, I want to talk a little bit, and I know coaches cover this in different ways, but I get a chance to cover it because I cover it all the time. And my whole talk is when you talk about winning and how to win, you got to have a formula kind of in your own mind about how you go about it. Okay? One of the things you say, and it's not, you don't want to mention the word losing, but in order to win, you can't lose. So you avoid the things that cause you to lose. Okay? 2 important things to do that. One is you got to play smart, and the second is you got to play hard, right? Everybody tells you that. Okay? What does playing smart mean? First of all, you got to know what the hell you're doing. Okay? That's why you're going to all these damn meetings, is to make sure that when you get on the field, you have the confidence in yourself that I am doing the right thing. You offensive linemen, you got to recognize what's happening. You got to recognize pre-snap, all that. You defensive people have got to recognize formations, things that can happen to you out of that formations. You know, you've got to study film and be able to recognize. Okay? So the learning process of football, and what it gives you and the ability to play smart out of football is very, very important. okay? Because when you gain that confidence, and I list playing smart against above playing hard, because you can play hard, if you don't play smart, it doesn't help you, right? It doesn't help you much. You're like a chicken with his head cut off running around out there. So if you can play smart, and then you combine that with playing hard, and have the confidence that you're playing smart, then things start to happen. They start to happen in a positive manner, okay? So that formula of playing smart and playing hard will produce winning, okay? Now, everybody understands that. So sometimes you're going to get in a situation, people, where the other team is going to play smart and they're going to play hard. Now you got to get into what I call nut cut and die, okay? And you got to start to think, what is going to separate us from them? The number one thing that will separate you people is you got to make big plays. When the opportunity presents itself, you must make a play. I don't care whether it's a block, a tackle, a catch, or a run. All of them count as plays, okay? You've got to make them. Because if you drop a football, miss a tackle, or something like that, that can make the difference between whether you win or lose in a game of equal talent, okay? So you have to make plays. Now again, how do you start to make plays? First of all, you got to expect, I'm going to make plays. That expectation on your part, that I have that confidence, I work my ass off, I've had that confidence, that I'm going to make that play when the chance presents itself for me to make it, okay? I always talk about go to bed and dream about it. I mean, if you're a football player, dream about being great, okay? Dream about being the, whatever you do. You know, if I'm an offensive lineman, which I'm not, dream about knocking somebody on his ass, pancaking him. Dream about skiffing the best pass rusher in the conference. Okay, I'm a running back, dreaming about breaking 6 tackles and scoring a touchdown. You know, all of those things are there. Dream about making great catches. The best big play player I played with was a guy named Dave Spencer. The best big play player I've ever seen is Brandon Kaufman. Okay? All you guys know who he is. I watched him, I saw him make plays that won football games time after time after time. And they weren't always on offense. I think the greatest play Brandon Kaufman ever made in his life was against the University of Montana when you were behind and you onside kicked and he went up and batted the onside kick down the field so you could recover it and score the winning touchdown. Okay? He made that play. Okay? Wasn't on offense, it was in a special team situation, but he made the play. And that was a big play. And in order to win, you have to make big plays. The second thing you have to do in a tough situation is you've got to out-hit the guys you're playing against. You can't go in there and take punches. You've got to deliver the punches yourself. Okay? The best team in the NFL, Super Bowl champions. Okay? You know how they win? They out-hit the people. When Cam Chancellor lit that guy up from Denver coming across the middle, that football game was frickin' over, guys. You know, he took the whole passing package from them, of running crossing patterns in the middle. They dropped it. He lit that guy's ass up. Okay? Changed the complexion of the game right now. So, those two things, making big plays and out-hitting people, and having the mindset to do it. Okay? Hitting doesn't come naturally for a lot of people. But as you play and play, and as your aggression starts to go, let it come out. And remember, if you deliver that blow, it can change the momentum of a game for you. It's a big thing to rely on. When I first came to school here, and I was a freshman, we hired a new football coach named Dave Holmes. Okay? And Dave's a great football coach. He's in the Hall of Fame here as a football coach. But they hadn't won a football game in 2 years. And they hired him. He was here 5 years. Okay, 1963, 64, 65, 66, and 67. Okay? In 65, 66, and 67, we won the conference championship. And in 1967, we lost The only other time we played in the national championship at Eastern was in 1967. We lost the national championship game 21-17 in West Virginia. Okay? So, but when he came here, he only had 2 goals for the entire football team. One was we were going to learn how to play hard, and 2, we were going to learn how to hit. And every Tuesday after practice, everybody on the football team, quarterbacks, everybody, couldn't get off the field until we had a wide tackling drill and we knocked somebody on their ass. Okay? Couldn't leave the field. Sometimes guys were out there until 7, 8 o'clock at night. Okay? On Wednesday, we got in the pits, got in the stance, and had to drive block, and everybody had to drive block until we could blow the guy out of the pit. That's how we got off the field on Wednesday. And we did that all year long. Lo and behold, we lose our first 4 ball games. You know? Then we turn around and all of a sudden, we're in a ball game and we lose by 1 point. Okay? Then we turn around and win. And then we just kept right on winning. Changed the whole complexion about how we play football. That's how important things are about staying that way. The other thing I want to talk to you a little bit about playing smart is play with emotion, but control your emotion. Always remember the team is greater than the individual. Okay? Everybody knows you sacked the quarterback. Everybody knows you caught a touchdown pass. Everybody knows that. Don't follow that up with an emotional display that winds up hurting the football team. Okay? I think if anything bothers me in football, that is one of the penalties that I think comes, what I call a real brain fart. You know, that when your self-image is greater than the team image and you cause something like that to happen. The last thing I want to say to you guys is, you're in college. This is going to be, for you freshmen here, this is going to be the greatest 4 and 5 years of your life. College is the greatest time you're going to have. I will guarantee you, 50 years from now where I'm at, the buddies you made in college are still your buddies. Okay? When you have a beer with them, you know, it's kind of like the glory days. We get better every time we have a beer. Okay? But again, it's a great time. Get everything you can out of it. Jump in with both feet and enjoy it. Okay? Enjoy football. Take every opportunity you have to get your education. Okay? There's educational opportunities there for you. Enjoy those. Work hard at it and get your education. Number 3, enjoy the social atmosphere. Be part of the campus. Okay? Many of you probably got a chance of meeting your spouse while you're here. Okay? You're going to meet somebody, as I've looked at college people, a lot of them met their wives while they were here at the university. Okay? So socially get involved. Enjoy your experience here. It's a great time. Your memories from them are going to last forever, and you're going to love it. Okay? And it's always a great time to be an Eagle. Enjoy the hell out of yourself, guys. Appreciate getting a chance to talk to you.